Kelsey, and I looked into the position of a purchasing manager. Just a little bit about the position. A purchasing manager oversees the buyers and purchasing agents of the company. This department has a direct impact on the cost that the company incurs and also the sales they can make. An APICS study revealed that there are 225 incremental tasks that a purchasing manager has to keep the buying process progressing. The Bureau of Labor Statistics indicates that the average annual wage for a purchasing manager is a little over $120,000 a year. And then the skills required to be in this position relate to management skills, contracts, purchasing, of course, and analytics. Just a little bit more about the position and the department that the purchasing manager is in charge of. The direct reports could be responsible for buying raw materials, component parts, finished goods for resale, or services to help the company. So there's like very many applications for this job. And then many of these departments all have the goal of finding the most appropriate quality at the lowest cost to create the best value for the company. I interviewed a previous purchasing manager for a company here in New York called Precision Custom Components, and they're involved in the defense industry. So he mentioned that there's no typical day for this kind of position. He would spend his time in a lot of meetings, whether it was with direct reports, other managers and executives, or supplier meetings. Supplier meetings were kind of a big part of his job. He had 2 to 3 a week, and these could range anywhere from like 30 minutes to a few hours. It could be anything from, discussing potential business plans, going over contracts, discussing any issues that had arose from quality or just any of their performance. So these meetings were really important for maintaining the supplier relations. He was really only involved in the high value purchases, and that was the only time he really got involved with any of the direct hands-on purchasing process. And then he really had to do a lot of analysis with the metrics that they had, any schedules, so planning what needed bought and when it needed to be there so he could communicate with his direct reports. And then also short-term and long-term supply chain planning. And then some of the skills required to support the day-to-day experiences, just a thorough understanding of what the industry is, what the department needs to buy, and how they can support the company's strategy. Relationship building, whether this is with your direct reports or the suppliers. Written and verbal communication are really important because there are multiple audiences that you'll be working with in this position. And then also strong negotiation skills, which really you'll build up through the whole career path, which I'll go into. And then from the current job postings on Glassdoor and Indeed, I found some general experience requirements. So just a range 5 to 10 years for experience with contracts and purchasing in general. And then 2 to 5 years of management, supervisor, and leadership skills. And then of course the Microsoft Office applications and ERP and MRP skills or experience are really required for a position like this. So the potential career path that Curtis took through his job is a little different than somebody with a bachelor's degree or a master's degree might experience, because he has an associate's degree in drafting and mechanical design. So he started off as in a sheet metal fabrication company, and he was working with CAD drawings and really had a lot of hands-on experience with what they were doing and what the sheet metal fabrication process was. So they were looking for a buyer, and he was able to move up in that position due to his hands-on experience and knowledge of the machine parts that they needed to buy. So after that, he went to another company and was a buyer there, and then he moved to PCC, where he still is currently, and he was a buyer here for 2.5 years. And then he got moved up to a group leader position for 2 years, and then progressed on to the purchasing manager position. And then just some organizations and certifications that kind of help someone out who's looking to be in this position or is in this position. There's 3 different organizations, of course, APICS, but also the Institute of Supply Management and the American Purchasing Society. And then these each offer several different certifications that will be applicable and helpful in this position. Any questions?